Yo, listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down a gauntlet, making them mark. Hard way wrestling, straight from the heart.
Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling. Today, I'm going to be doing a reaction video. Recently, Maven sat down with Just Incredible, and you know that I've had issues, or had an issue with Just Incredible about 2 years ago with something that Just Incredible was doing and scamming people by promising them to come on their podcast or the YouTube video, and taking the money and not giving it back and then blocking. So this became a trend with PJ, and I saw this pop up on my YouTube, and I wanted to do a reaction video to it because um, I was being new to YouTube at the time. I didn't realize what was going on out there. I am in the wrestling world. I do wrestle for or do work for some organizations, uh, and this certainly surprised me. And you live, you learn, right? I didn't know much about Just Incredible, and that's who we're talking about, Just Incredible. So, but learning a lot of things over the past couple years. Not the greatest person in the world. I'm gonna let you guys decide from this video, and I'm gonna start and stop it as we go, and we'll see where we're at. But I will be. Let's do this. Let's stop talking. Let's do this.
Former WWE and ECW superstar Just Incredible has been accused of a litany of allegations. These range from no showing events, scamming fans, and possibly even lying about health issues.
Now, you see this picture of his leg. He did send me the same pictures. I do have them on my Twitter, which I'm blocked from Just Incredible. But real quick before I go any further, shout out to Maven, former WWE superstar Maven, Tough Enough winner Maven. It takes a lot to sit down with guys that you've been friends with in the business for a long time and kind of air out certain things. So I give it up to Maven here. So yeah, we appreciate you, Maven.
And now, I'm on my way to go confront him about it. Now, in full disclosure, I have to be honest. This is going to be a tough video for me. When I broke into the wrestling business, there were few people that I felt like I could trust, felt like that were on my side. But Justin, or as we all know him as PJ, he was one of the...
Now you're going to hear me refer him to PJ a lot because I know him as both. I don't know him. I spoke to him, and I had a discussion with him at a signing last year at WrestleMania. But I call him PJ now. He's no more Just Incredible to me.
First guys I found myself in the ring with. One of the first guys I truly felt saw me as an equal. The YouTube channel Pinfalls and Pixels did two videos regarding the allegations against Just Incredible. And that is what we're going to be reacting to today.
So before we get into the video itself, I mean, we're going to get into Maven here walking into a studio area. It looks like where he met Justin. Just Incredible was a good wrestler, ECW legend, in the business a very long time. Had his ups and downs, problems with substance abuse problems. I mean, I don't know exactly what he was into at the time, but I mean, this has been a spiral for a long period of time. But not taking anything away from his wrestling, because he was a good wrestler at the time, and ECW heavyweight champion. So in his heyday, Just Incredible was one of the top guys. sure some back
What's going
seedy
on, Chase?
Philadelphia
Maven, nice to meet you, brother. Good to meet you. Thank you so
alleyway.
much.
Hey, Chase, I'm Zach.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for setting this up.
Might be a newer one. I only walked past it the last time.
Hey, what's going on?
Anthony.
Maven, nice to meet you, Anthony. Hey, brother.
Good to see you, Steve.
Always.
How are you? You look fantastic.
Likewise, brother. Likewise, brother. Good to see you. How you
Now, I'm going to
feeling?
point out during this video
Good,
things that scammers
good.
say, because I've dealt
Good.
with
Give me 2
scammers
seconds.
for
Come here. No,
years.
Come
I
here.
was in the poker world for 20 plus years, and you recognize things over the years that people
Hey.
say and do.
We're going to be going over some stuff that's going to be hard. Are you okay with that?
Well, how hard?
Well, just the allegations and stuff.
Well, I told you I don't mind.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Thank you.
Hey, listen.
Thank you.
You saw me as an equal before many people did. And I've never forgotten that. So, understand.
I don't have that much to hide, bro.
I know you don't.
I mean, I have kids. I just don't want
Already trying to get out of the interview, saying that he doesn't have much time to talk, giving himself an out.
Just wanted to double check.
Again, shout out to Maven.
PJ, I'm so thankful that you agreed to sit down with me. I know what we're going to watch is a little difficult, but I truly believe the world deserves to hear your side of the story. And the fact that you're willing to sit down, watch some uncomfortable footage, I think that means you're ready to take the step. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my
Thank you
friend.
for having me, brother.
Yo, thank you, brother.
Not a big deal.
You can always tell with scammers too, when they're sincere about something, they try to make as much eye contact as possible.
PJ did such a disservice to the business.
Oh, jeez.
Hold on. You saw Stevie and you said, "Oh, geez." He's a friend. He's a friend.
He's a friend too.
Full disclosure, a good friend of mine.
He's a good friend. Well, he's a friend.
Okay. Like Stevie.
I think he's got a bad idea of who I am. I think he bought into the ECW Just Incredible gimmick, and he said that to me once before. I think he thought it was that guy. I think a lot of times when people actually talk to me, get to know me, they see like he's too nice, like that can't be. It's almost like a work, and that's just not.
And he actually went out into the crowd and asked the fans for money. And I had said that was BS.
I don't remember.
Yeah, one thing scammers do is they try to get you on their side. They're oh, he's so nice. He's, that is him saying that, I'm not the guy you think I am, as he's reaching around and taking her wallet out of your pocket.
Remember that at all, but that part, are we allowed to swear?
Yes.
I was
Be you.
fucked up.
Be you.
I was fucked up.
Okay.
If I lived with all of that in my, it almost like he took it more personal than I did.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I get it, I fucked up, but I was going through. I didn't know.
Again, he is going to continue to push blame to other people. Stevie Richards took it more personal. It's Stevie Richards' problem. It's not my
No
problem.
excuses, and a lot of this was
No excuses. He's not making excuses. So I want you guys, every time there is an excuse, take a drink.
snapshot
Right.
of some bad moments in time on a 30-something-year career.
Absolutely.
And I remember this now more because I didn't know this was what you were going to show me. But it's it was ugly. It was ugly, and I made my peace with the promoters and with people. It's like, what else is he doing? Bringing it up.
I promise you, he has not.
Just from January 31st, 2024 stated, just wanted to give you all a heads up. Just Incredible is baiting fans into buying just found merchandise, then never sending the orders. He wants you to cash out money, then excuses, and then blocked when asked about it.
Did that ever happen?
Did it happen?
Yeah. Did it happen?
And the thing is, and this is what gets me crazy, and this is why people got blocked. First of all, there was never any, not one, and I swear on children.
Oh boy, this is what really got me swearing on his children. He sent me the same. You're gonna hear why he blocked people, but he sent me the same messages, the same bullshit. I was very respectful all the way to the end until he blocked me. And then I haven't been a fan ever since, but I never cussed at him, never yelled at him, never argued, never, was more of a concern for him because his issue was, and you're going to see why. Okay. He sent me pictures that he was having some medical issues and that's why he was selling stuff and trying to be on people's podcasts and collecting money. So I was like, I saw it. My story is I was on my way to work one morning, super early in the morning, and I saw his post on Twitter, and I was like, I'll reach out to him. We're fledgling, we're upstart YouTube here, we still are. And I was like, I'll reach out to him. It'd be cool to have an ECW legend on, talk to him a little bit about his career, whatnot. So I reached out to him and said, hey, love to have you on. I saw that you're out there promoting, which, by the way, if you go to his Twitter now, he still had that same video pinned up, or he's offering to be on people's podcasts and whatnot. And I reached out and said, hey, I'd love to do it. He goes, well, I need the money up front. Naive, very naive. And I said, yeah, not, bro, 90 is $50 in my world, not a big deal. So I was like, yep, not a problem. I'll send you the $50 via Cash App. Send it to him. I was no, it might have been it was PayPal. I sent it to him PayPal. He received it. Saw he received it. He said, I've received it. And I gave him a date. He said, let's do it. Moving forward, we got to the date. I reached out the morning of. It's like, hey, we fire at 5:00 today, East Coast time. Would love to have. I mean, we're still good for today. Yep, we're good. I have a doctor's appointment at 11, but I should be home by then. Basically, I'm summing it up, but I do have all the messages from YouTube or from Twitter. So 11 o'clock, no, 1 o'clock came. I messaged him and say, hey, how'd your doctor's appointment go? He goes, well, I'm still doing some more blood work. And then he sends me pictures of his leg where it's all messed up from, I don't know if he's diabetic or I don't know what his medical condition is, but he sent me pictures or whatnot. So I was like, oh, that's rough, bro. He goes, yeah, but I'll get with you here shortly. 3 o'clock rolls around, 4 o'clock rolls around. I don't hear anything. I message him, blah, 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 nothing. Right. So we go on with our video. Didn't hype it because I don't like to hype things that don't come true. So didn't hype it. Reached out to him. He's like, yeah, I'll reschedule. My bad. I'll reschedule. I was like, yep, not a problem. So we rescheduled. I can't remember. I think it was for the next a couple days later for Friday because we were running twice a week. And from there on, he just ghosted. Sending multiple messages. Hey, just reaching out. This went on for like maybe 2 weeks, I think. Reaching out, nothing. I said, hey, bro, are you gonna send me if you're not gonna be on the podcast? I started sending him a thing saying about I'm starting to see messages about him being a scammer. And I sent it to him because we're 2 weeks in now and I got nothing from him. And I sent him these pictures, these screenshots, like, hey, bro, man, I really hope this ain't true. Nothing. Didn't get anything back from him. And then I said, hey, just do me a favor. Send me my money back. Right. I'm summing up these messages. I don't have them in front of me. I probably should have posted them here, but I have them. Anybody wants to see them? Not a problem. And I got nothing. And then all of a sudden I'm blocked. Can't message him anymore. So yeah, that was a real story. All these stories you're going to hear about Maven telling him, they're all true.
Would never say
3 kids.
I go to church every Sunday. Believe it or not, whether that matters, I believe.
Again, scammers like to make themselves look as good as possible, as trustworthy as possible. And I go, what says trust? Like, I go to church every Sunday, or I'm wearing a cross around my neck.
I believe in God, and I don't believe in bullshit. I did all that stuff with the best intentions. And at times I would, and especially with promoters, this pissed me off a lot, but with the merchandise stuff, I would sell the stuff very cheap, and for example, $40, and then by the time you get $40 on Cash App, it ends up being $37 or whatever. And then, I get the stuff ready, and then, by the time I buy food, I don't have the money to ship it, and it got too.
So that's our fault as people who enjoy Just Incredible, or people who are fans of Just Incredible, or people who try to get services from Just Incredible, because you can't manage your money well, or you don't manage, or whoever's in your life with you can't manage your money well. That's our fault. So we should be screwed.
I wasn't ready to do that. I wasn't equipped to do that. And then the thing is about the fans, and I don't like to call them marks because that's not fair.
No, listen to that. He doesn't like to call us marks. Now, listen, if you're in the business, the reason why I got into this business, because I am a mark. I love wrestling. I love the people in it. A lot of my family are wrestlers now. Right. I've been around. I've been back in wrestling for 3 years now, maybe 4 years. I can't remember. And I can name every wrestler that I deal with, and I love them all. They're all family. They're not marks. If you're a mark, if you're in this business, you're a mark at some point.
But a lot of these people that do this are so entitled. They started talking. They posted the cute shit, but they didn't post. You're this, you're that. Like
yeah. See, that's the cute shit. I never did that. I never went out of my way to belittle him or cuss at him or say anything nasty to him. I just wanted my money back. So there we go.
Feel free to. You wouldn't talk like this to me in real life. You'd be like, and I've given a lot of.
Not true, because I did meet him at a WrestleCade, I guess WrestleFest or whatever it was, in last year in Philadelphia at WrestleMania, and I confronted him at his table. He did want nothing to do with it. He wanted I went right up to him and say, "Hey, I'm Jason with Hard Way Wrestling. You were supposed to be on my podcast a year ago. This was 2 years now. I guess it's been about 2 years. No, it was a year. So over a year ago, you were supposed to be on my podcast. I would like to know how we're going to settle up, how we're going to fix this." He wanted nothing to do with it.
These fans, my phone number.
True, he gave me his phone number, and that on me. I've never called it because at this point, I'm through with the lies anyway.
And told him, hey, give me a call. Let's work this out.
Yeah.
To no avail.
We're diving into a darker chapter of his life, one that involves scamming podcasts, YouTube channels, promoters.
Then not showing up for a podcast is ridiculous. That only happened one time, or maybe a second time where
Maybe a third, maybe a fourth, maybe a fifth, Justin.
something happened. It's like, bro,
Did you offer to reschedule?
Of course. But then again,
Yes, he offered to reschedule, then blocked you.
they go right online because they already have the impression that I'm trying to fuck with them or screw them. And then they start
And I never did that. I stayed calm and cool until he blocked me.
talking shit.
Yeah.
And I don't tell you, if you ever notice, you can go up and down my Twitter. I never badmouth anybody. And what about the promoters where I show up, I do the match, and I'm owed $500, and they no-show me entirely?
Yeah, but how's that feel? How's that feel when somebody does that to you? Again, you have to manage yourself. That's not my fault because you got scammed by somebody else that you're going to get back with me. That's not how that works.
I've had it happen too.
I don't go online and talk, there's.
No, you don't go online because you would be torched. Every time you open your type something, you'd be torched.
It makes me laugh because they don't have the. I don't want to swear too much, but they don't have the fucking integrity to say it to me. They'll go
Integrity.
So of course I block people. I don't need to see that. People want to get a hold of me.
Yeah, because this is what scammers do. They get out of line and it's out of sight, out of mind. You block the person, you don't have to deal with them. They're gone, right? They're gone.
You can email me. My email is not blocked. There's so many ways to get a hold of me.
Instagram. I sent you a message on Instagram, and within 30 seconds,
Yeah.
you texted.
Yeah, because you're
I am
Maven.
not
That's the thing. There's a
it's
difference.
just,
You're Maven.
it is what it is. And look, are there some things I could have done better? Of course. Do I feel bad? Yes, because people didn't deserve that. But brother, it's not like this big fucking industry. If I made $300 or $400.
See, here we go. Now we're justifying. It's not a big industry. First off, wrestling is huge, right? And $50 or $500 or $5,000, pain is relevant, right? $50 to me might mean everything. $500 to another guy might mean something else. So don't give me that shit that, oh, it's not a big industry. And if I did get you for a couple of dollars, it's okay.
And didn't send shit, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, if those people want PalacoPeter73@gmail.com. I don't have cash right now to do it, but we'll.
Right. Send all the emails you want, ladies and gentlemen. Send all the emails you want because he's potentially broke for the rest of his life.
Work something out if you want it. You deserve it. You paid for it. I'm embarrassed, but there's nothing else I can do. And again, I'm not trying to do the scams. Even that word hurts my feelings.
Oh, the word hurts your feelings. Scam. Well, that's exactly what you are. You are a scammer. Credible. Not credible. Justin, not credible.
Because there was never an intention of a scam. It's not like an operation.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just feed my wife and kids. And you think like the first thing I'm going to worry about is I didn't get my shit fried.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just trying to feed my family. I'm not worried about your shit is basically what he's saying. So give me your money and I'll get to you when I get to you or I won't.
Well, Pro Wrestling Tees also doesn't send your shit in 2 or 3 weeks. Believe me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yes, they do. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. About 2 weeks, it's on its way.
A lot of it could have been done differently in all the ways. If you meet me in an arena or anywhere in life, you could ask anybody in this build, anywhere. I'm a good man. I'm an honest guy. I have flaws, but in person,
Yeah, I'm a good man.
That's why, everybody still loves me in the business.
I don't think so.
the boys, I'm not a bad person. I've done some things that I'm not proud of, but geez, not to, when people make a piece like that, if that stays in my ether, then forget it.
The earliest example I can find goes back over a decade, where he scammed a fan named Roy D.
You know, dude.
No, he scammed so many people. How's he going to remember every name?
That's not to use it as some kind of way to just dismiss it, but 10 years ago, dude. And also, who's to say that I didn't do it? Because I've nailed down a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And if I went to do a piece at my local post office and say how many, for example, what I saw there real quick was a kendo stick. How many, they knew me for sending out kendo sticks. So even if one goes bad, I mean, really, dude?
Seth K said
It's
that he
not
bought
one.
a book from Justin, and that he promised over and over he would send it, even putting more up for sale in the meantime, but never shipped.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to balance life in this. I'm trying to hustle in a positive way.
Right.
And I got it over my head. And I did, my wife said this to me, she yelled at me too, because we don't need her kids listening to this shit. She said to me, she said, PJ, you have to take a lecture.
That's a good idea.
Well,
Oh, figured it out. We should have took a ledger. You know what? My bad. Let's start all over. Let's all be friends again. What would you like to buy? I'll write it down and still, maybe you'll get it.
It's a good
I never
idea.
did this. So I was just like, yeah, bro, you sent me this thing. Okay.
I'll remember.
Dude, I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, yeah, chill, we'll mail it out. Yeah. And all of a sudden it's like, hey, we gotta mail this out. Well, we also need $10 to eat. We don't have that. Ask them for more money. I can't do that. That's gonna look like a fucking double. And it's just, I'll get it next week when we get the Social Security tax. And I just got in over my head.
And he now won't buy from any wrestler, if not in person. Not a great guy.
I feel sorry. I feel bad. I feel bad for Seth because here's why. Seth is a fan of yours. Probably isn't anymore. And the relationship went bad both ways, and it did not need to.
You know what I'd be willing to do? If these guys honestly through, maybe I'll set something up. If they were to come to me and I'd have my people, like, this is what we gotta do, and send it out.
Corey B would comment that dude's a complete carny. Paid him to sign 200 cards and he wouldn't mail them back. Jazz called him and told him to quit dicking me around, and he finally sent them.
Who's Jazz?
We were wondering that. The only Jazz I know is the wrestler, the female wrestler. Did you have a relationship with Jazz?
He's got the cards at home.
Call you if you did not?
20 years.
Me neither.
So I have no idea who this is.
And so you do have the cards?
I do the cards. They're just sitting
Again,
there.
fixable situation.
Yeah.
He still owes me from a long time ago for his book. Sorry you got taken like a lot of us, John R. would comment.
There was one gentleman that actually became friends with him that didn't get something, and I made it up to him in spades. And now we're like, we're cool, and when I see him, we talk, and, so it's not, I'm not trying
So you fixed the
to win
situation?
anything.
Hey, so you fixed the situation.
Whatever.
A Facebook.
So I want you to see that.
said,
I'm gonna go back 10 seconds. He says, "I fixed this. That you fix the situation." Maven says, "You fix the situation," and he never makes eye contact. He looks. He's darting. He's all over the place. This is what scammers do. He's darting. He's all over the place, and he never answers the question.
I'm not
So
trying
you fixed the
to win
situation.
anything.
Hey, so you fixed the situation.
There we
whatever,
go.
man.
A Facebook comment from Deborah
whatever,
L.
man.
said he just posted a hopefully stock photo of a necrotic diabetic leg on Twitter, asking for people
I
to
got
send
the same
him money,
picture.
saying he'll send signed 8x10s in return.
Of all the stuff that we saw, this was the one thing I was like, I have to talk to him about this.
And I'll show you the leg. Still there. It's fucked up. And I'm suffering from it.
Because I know people were talking about the leg, what it is, not this, that, yada, yada.
So this is another thing scammers do. When there is, not everything is fake with scammers, right? Not everything is fake. There's always some truth in something somewhere. But when you find that truth and it is the truth, scammers will dwell on that and hold on to that and make sure that they prove that that is true. Everything else, we just, it's in the wind.
Yada, yada. You just showed us.
I just needed help for medication.
I just can't see how somebody with a leg like that would be ring ready as Justin says he is.
Now I'm getting angry.
Now he's getting mad because they're saying they're attacking his wrestling.
Because it's so disingenuous that, you know, this is a bunch of, you know, it's really sad.
What's making you
He almost said
what's
Marks.
making you angry about
That they're just saying that, how could I be ring ready?
Yeah.
So he's mad about this.
And they don't understand that after we give all our lives to this and
Deflect,
decades
deflect.
of it, that there's nobody there for
And
it.
there's no landing zone. There's no parachute. Did you or do you currently have health insurance?
No.
You do not. I understand.
There's reasons. My son is disabled, and he gets Social Security, and he gets health insurance through the state with my wife. God forbid I fuck this shit up. I just
Leave it alone.
That's the thing. This is going way deeper than a fucking $40 email. And you know what I mean? They have no idea.
Michael S. said he's done this before to GTS Wrestling. Took the man's money.
Yes, it is deeper than $40. If you would just do what you're supposed to do, you can continue to make money, Justin. You can continue to make money, but you've screwed so many people over the years. It's never going to come back and be good for you. Now you're going to scam people. Still to this day, you're probably scamming people. You're going to get your occasional $40 here and $40 there, but you're not going to make the money you could be making by doing the right thing and being a good person.
And never showed. Then blocked Grim.
What is GTS Wrestling?
Oh, that's some backyard wrestling shit. And this cocksucker is a mark. And
Now he's a mark. He's a mark. The guy who gave him money to come to do his backyard wrestling. If he's a yard or whatever, call him what you want, not trained, unprofessional, whatever. You still took the money.
I worked for his backyard federation for free. And then when I wouldn't do something or other, he got mad at me.
Then he got mad.
Yeah. Literally a backyard federation. He's a backyard wrestler.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the business, the real business.
And there are other
He don't do nothing for free.
promoters also putting Justin on blast for pulling this stuff.
Is that Mario Mancini?
I think it is.
That cocksucker brought me on a fucking thing, had me there for 2 days, and with
Like a signing?
yeah, and he fucking went and he talked a bunch of shit. Dude, these guys are all fucking bottom feeders.
Well, they're all,
Yeah, listen, not all promoters are the greatest promoters in the world. I get that. But again, take care of your shit ahead of time, right? Get your money, do your business, move on. And that's the problem here. You get scammed. Why are they bottom feeders? Why are you not a bottom feeder? Because you're doing the exact same thing as some of these shitty promoters are doing. I know a promoter right now that used to do business with this guy. Right now. And he screwed him out of money. Right now. And that guy's never come forward.
all out for themselves.
They really
are.
No, they're not. The promoters, yes, there are some shitty promoters out there, but yes, promoters are running a business. They are running a business. So in order to run business, you got to figure out a way to make money. Now, if they're scamming, then they're, that's another thing. If they're shitty promoters that way, but yes, they are for themselves. It's not always. You employ people. You ask them to work, you pay them to work, and that's the bottom line. But in order for this guy to keep his business open, he has to make money. That doesn't just mean he's a bottom feeder. That means he's out there to make money. He's in it to make money. A lot of promotions don't make money, and that's a problem because they don't know how to make money. Some of those guys are probably bottom feeders, but if you're talking about a bottom feeder, this guy is the bottom.
A couple years ago, I had a guy book me, and he didn't. We came up with a set price, and he didn't make back on the return on what he thought he should have.
Sure.
So of course he starts talking shit on me.
That's what happened. That's exactly.
And I didn't. And you know what? The next time I reached out to somebody. Hey, the big event's coming up. Do you have a table? Maybe I hear you're not pulling this much anymore. So you know what I did? I filed it away back there. Okay.
After my last video, I received an email from somebody who claimed to have managed Just Incredible.
Did you have an agent? I've never had an agent until now.
I don't have an agent.
I've never had an agent until now.
No. I mean, I had people that helped me, but not like an agent. Never in my life.
Not only did they manage Just Incredible, but they wrote an entire book about their time doing so.
When I was watching this, I was wondering if this was just this guy's way of promoting this book.
Yeah.
So I want to know. I want to know from you.
This was a documentary that I was told I was going to be on.
Okay.
And it never came to fruition. I got fed a bunch of bullshit. We shot a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
They paid me $500 a week. They were supposed to pay me for the entirety, and then funding
Never turned out.
Never turned out.
Do you know
Working.
what the documentary was supposed to be like? What was the subject matter?
Just like me recovering.
Okay.
I mean, but it was not a real documentary. It turned out being a work.
Gotcha.
And this guy who was filming it was, you know, he was a local guy that did movies.
So he was filming it. He was trying to sell it to someone.
Yes. But it was nothing came to fruition, and I certainly didn't have it.
But you got paid. He paid you.
The book is called Wrestling with Justice.
It just
by
didn't. It just
Nathan
didn't.
Ward.
Just didn't pan out. But the guy did pay you.
Nathan Ward.
Okay.
He's a skinny 18-year-old who lives
Here we
with
go.
his mother and father.
Okay.
No disrespect, he's a Mormon.
Okay.
And he's out of his fucking mind.
Have you had communication with him?
I haven't spoken to him in 15 years.
Did you do anything with him for the book?
No, not a single thing. He was acting like he was going to do all this stuff and to help me out. He was just a kid, and I was like, he had no idea.
Was he ever representing you in any way in 2008?
The only thing he wanted to get into the business, and you know, he offered to drive me to shows.
Okay.
And in turn, I would help train him in, like, you know, he wanted to learn about promoting.
Gotcha.
That was it.
Gotcha.
And he was a weirdo, and he had just a bad kid. He was a kid.
Okay.
And he wasn't welcome in locker rooms. He was a horrific reputation. Nobody wanted him around. And after a while, you know, I was just like, you know, I can't do this.
Nathan describes Justin Credible and his wife as some of the most notorious con artists and drug addicts that he has ever encountered.
My wife, we just had a child, in 2006, so he's 2 years old, and I hate to say this, and that would mean he's disabled. So my wife is the best mother in the world. The only one that's disabled, she's with drug now. Really? Like, what, you smoke a little pot? That's drugs. I haven't done pills. I haven't done anything hard in over fucking 15, 20 years. It's ridiculous.
According to Nathan, Justin's first firing was due to repeatedly lying to Stephanie McMahon, claiming he would be en route to a chartered flight but never actually leaving his hotel.
I never had a relationship with that.
So again, here's a truth. This is a truth that everyone knows in the wrestling world. Maven, whoever, not me, because I'm not in that area, and I'm not with that. They know that this is not true. They know that this was fake news. This was fake. And now he is going to dwell on how fake this was. And I'm not a bad guy. Look at this. This is not real. Blah, blah, blah. So the rest of it might not. The rest of it's fake, right? If this is fake, you know, I'm not a scammer.
Hold on. That caught me off guard. I read that, and here's what I thought. He had a way different relationship with Steph than I did because A, she never knew when any of us was en route for a chartered flight. In my time in the WWE, there's only been one of the boys that I know had Steph's number.
Yeah.
Nathan met up with Justin at a wrestling dojo to deliver the money. From there, they got into Justin's beat-up Buick.
Beat up Buick? I never had a Buick.
Again,
Nathan then says that
never had a Buick.
The money was used for drugs.
First of all, how would you know the money was used for drugs?
Probably true. He never had a
How would you
Buick.
know that? Hey, bro, I'm using it for drugs.
Also, this is probably true also, and you can tell he's look at the eye contact with
I remember
Maven.
back during my pill days, and I kept that as close to the chest as anything in my life.
And that was my thing.
I told nobody.
Yeah, that was
I
my
didn't
thing
tell.
too.
I didn't tell my live-in.
Nope.
I told nobody. If I wouldn't have been arrested for it, I would have went to my grave with that secret.
Yeah.
I was functional.
No, but right.
And I could get away with it.
Sure.
I used to go on HSN. I used to go on air. Peeled out of my mind.
No, I know.
And so you get it.
Nathan emailed me and said that he plans on talking to a district attorney to see if there's anything that they can do about Justin's scams. But I wouldn't hold my breath. And honestly, who cares? He will be a broke loser, whether he's in
PJ, give me your overall thoughts after seeing what has to be tough footage to watch.
I felt worse for the guys about the $40.
Yeah.
Okay, because those guys didn't deserve that.
So they didn't deserve it, but you did it anyway, and you've not made it right.
You know, and I never intended for that to happen. that being said, the Nathan Ward stuff is what really got me, because here's a kid who, first of all, I haven't even thought about in 15 plus years.
This was not the PJ that I remember. And I wanted to see firsthand if this guy was true or if this was true.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did. But I truly believe in life, everybody deserves a second chance. It's been 2 weeks since we had a chance to sit down with Justin, and Justin addressed the allegations and admitted that changes were necessary. Necessary not only to better his life, but the lives of all those around him. And I left excited at a new opportunity and hopeful for the future of Justin Credible. Sadly, I've recently received information from a source that I trust, indicating that Justin has not changed, and leading me to believe that there may have been more truth to the allegations than Justin let on. This source informed me that Justin has already been a no-show on several commitments he was scheduled for.
I'm shocked.
Asked to borrow money with no signs of repayment,
What?
followed by a list of excuses. Personally, this does sadden me, and it doesn't sadden me because Justin owes me anything. He doesn't. It saddens me because I recognize Justin has scammed fans, and he has lied to promoters.
No shit. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Let's sum it up here. Thank you. First of all, shout out to Maven. Great interview, Maven. At his wrestling careers, I guess he's still doing some in-ring stuff, but his channel. Go check out Raven's channel. I'm gonna link it below because he's really good at what he does. He's got a lot of stories from the road and that kind of stuff. So go check out his channel. It's really awesome. But at the end of the day, right? And I'm over. I'll be over almost 3 years into this. I believe this with Justin Credible or PJ, and I've not contacted him because at this point I don't care about the money. I do care that other people get scammed, and this is continuing to go on. So if you're watching this right now, this reaction video, thank you so much. Make sure you go like and hit the subscribe button to share. Appreciate you so much. We're just a small little hard way wrestling here, trying to grow. But I appreciate everybody's support. I'm not going to scam you. But at the end of the day, I am a mark. Just like Maven was a mark when he got into the business. Just like John Cena was a mark. Just like Ric Flair was a mark. Everybody loves the business. But just because you're naive doesn't mean you're a mark. And that's what he preys on. He preys on naive people. People that he don't consider real wrestling family. So that's why I'm going to leave it at. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we'll see you next time on The Hard Way.